Shop at Doom and Gloomingdale's in my town.
Hello folks, welcome back to Marvelous Videos. Today we're exploring all the major villains from the 1998 animated series Hercules. Based on the Greek myth of the demigod Hercules, the animated show follows his adventures as a teenage hero in training, and is set before the events of the 1997 Disney movie Hercules. The show doesn't stick to Greek mythology exactly, but it pulls in plenty of gods, humans, and demigods from the original stories. So let's jump right into this Disney-style take on mythology. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin.
We'll rule all!
Yes!
Hades. Hades, the Greek god of the underworld, is Zeus and Poseidon's brother, and Hercules' snarky uncle. With flaming blue hair and grayish-blue skin, he's a fast-talking trickster who's always scheming. Jealous of Zeus, the king of the gods, Hades is determined to take down Hercules and claim Olympus for himself. Oh, and he's got a three-headed dog named Cerberus as his loyal pet. Fun fact, in the series, Hades even teamed up with Jafar from Aladdin to take down their enemies. Hades is often prone to severe mood swings, turning red and orange when he's angry. Megara, who's simply known as Meg, sold her soul to Hades in exchange for saving her lover. Unfortunately, her lover dumped her for another girl. Talk about red flags. She was left enslaved to Hades, luring people to the underworld using her beauty. Hades later freed her after she weakened Hercules' superhuman strength. Voiced by James Woods, Hades is a ruthless and vicious villain with many superpowers. He can control and create fire and magma, using them as weapons against his foes. He can conjure objects out of thin air and teleport anything, including himself, with black smoke. As a god, Hades is immortal and can resurrect anyone he wishes to. With inhuman strength and stamina, Hades can also control creatures of the underworld. He's also skilled in dark magic and necromancy.
Everything past, present, and future.
Fates. Then there's the Fates, three eerie sisters who control life and death with their shared eyeball. Lachesis, Clotho, and Atropos represent the past, present, and future. These black-cloaked wise women also decide when humans die, as they cut their thread of life to send them to the underworld. The Fates prefer Hades over the other gods, even though they don't agree with all his schemes. The Fates often bicker and fight amongst themselves. The Fates are evil hags who delight in cutting the threads of life, but they can only cut it when a mortal's lifespan is up. Lachesis, the blue-skinned sister, has a long nose, can see the past, and houses a spider in her nose. She measures out the thread of life and rarely approves of her sister's choices. Clotho, the green-skinned sister, has worm-like hair and spins the thread of life. She's the friendliest of the sisters and freely answers any questions she is asked. Atropos, the purple-skinned sister, is the most intelligent, but also the deadliest of the three, as she is the one who cuts the thread of life. She sees the future with her single eye socket. It's revealed that the Fates are also the Norns, the deities of fate in Norse mythology.
Oh, Fab! Hades is gonna kill us when he finds out what happened!
Pain and Panic. Pain and Panic are the cronies of Hades, and are incompetent imp-like creatures. Bobcat Goldthwait voices Pain, the fat magenta-colored minion, while Matt Frewer voices Panic, the teal-colored minion. Despite being the henchmen of Hades, they're not loyal to him and only obey him out of fear. They're both demonic and immortal. Their names are aptronyms, as Pain is accident-prone and suffers a lot of injuries, while Panic seems to have anxiety as he suffers a lot of panic attacks. They both have horns and a tail. Panic is a bit smarter than Pain, and seems to think things through. These imps are rarely helpful to Hades, and provide comic relief with their antics. Their main power is shapeshifting, as they can transform into a slew of creatures like chipmunks, insects, gophers, rabbits, and little boys. They usually use this power to spy for Hades. They can also merge with each other to transform into bigger creatures. The Titans. The Titans were the children of Gaia, a primordial goddess, and they used to rule over the world before the gods of Olympus. They ruled over mankind with cruelty, and used to torture humans for their enjoyment. Zeus defeated them all, and banished them to a bottomless pit. There are 5 main Titans in the series: Hydros, Argesh, Pyros, Lethos, and Stratus. Hydros, the Ice Titan, is voiced by Jim Ward, and is known as the Lurker. He has a reptilian face and is completely made of ice. This strong and intelligent Titan is immortal and immune to injuries, as he can regrow any mutilated body part. Pyros is voiced by Jim Cummings and is a lava titan. He's also known as the Lord of Flames and is depicted like a volcano, and his head is made of igneous rock and the rest of his body is made of lava. Lithos, the rock titan, is two-headed and is voiced by Corey Burton and Patrick Penny. Also known as the Mountain King, he only thinks about destruction. He's portrayed as a humanoid creature made completely of rocks. Corey Burton voices Stratos, the Wind Titan. Known as the Mystic Voice, this titan is shown as a black tornado with red eyes and a mouth. He's the strongest of the five. Hades, learning of their hatred for Zeus and their strong desire for revenge, decided to join hands with them to attack Olympus, but Hercules defeats them all and banishes them to space. Cyclops. Cyclops, who is sometimes referred to as Argish, is one of the five titans with a vendetta against Zeus. This pink creature, like all Cyclops, is one-eyed and gigantic. He's very ruthless, immensely strong and malicious. Imprisoned along with the Titans, he was given a special mission when Hades released them and colluded with them. While the other Titans were busy conquering Olympus, he was sent to kill Hercules. Although Cyclops managed to gain the upper hand in the beginning, Hercules blinds Cyclops with a torch. Unable to see, the Cyclops trips and falls off a cliff, which causes his death. This dim-witted but strong character is voiced by Patrick Penny. The Hydra. Voiced by Frank Welker, the Hydra is a giant serpent with many heads. Every time someone cuts off her head, 3 identical ones grow in its place. She's the daughter of Echidna and appears in the series as a baby. This female reptilian was trapped in a cave closed off by a boulder till Pain in panic tricked Hercules into releasing her. She's one of the horrid underworld creatures under the rule of Hades, and he sends her to incapacitate Hercules. Hercules foolishly tries to defeat her by beheading her many heads, but finally realizes her power and decides to kill her by causing a landslide. Typhon. Typhon is a red titan voiced by Regis Philbin. He's known as the father of all monsters, as he and his wife, Echidna, created nearly all the monsters Hercules fought. With a dragon-like appearance, 4 snake heads as arms, and 5 tentacles as legs, Typhon is the strongest of all the titans. In the war against the Titans, Hera defeated Typhon by throwing a lightning bolt, and Zeus imprisoned him under Mount Etna. Hercules unknowingly freed Typhon during a conflict with Echidna. Full of renewed vigor, he tried to get his revenge against Zeus by defeating him, and was almost successful before Hera intervened and Typhon had to retreat. Although he's incredibly strong, he isn't immune to the lightning bolts of Zeus. In Greek mythology, he's said to have 100 serpent heads, and was the son of Gaia, the earth goddess, and Tartarus, the personification of dark abyss. King Salmoneus. Greedy and egotistical, King Salmoneus used to rule over the kingdom of Thessaly. He began pretending to be Zeus, and when Zeus found out, he banished Salmoneus. Hercules takes over Thessaly, and Salmoneus blackmails Panic and Pain into helping him get his kingdom back. Unfortunately, the people of Thessaly established a democracy, and Salmoneus was left without a kingdom to rule. Jeffrey Tambor shared his voice with this antagonist. He's likely inspired by the Greek mythology of the Thessalian prince Salmoneus, who founded a kingdom and named it Salmonia after himself. The son of King Aeolus, who ruled over Aeolia, Salmoneus was also the brother of Sisyphus. Zeus wasn't as kind to him as he was in the series for trying to play God. Some legends claim Zeus killed him, while some others say that he was banished to Tartarus for his impudence. Fenrir. Fenrir was a wolf monster who was entrapped in a prison of ice. Loki, the trickster god, frees him, and Fenrir begins to initiate Ragnarok, the end of the world. Fenrir helps Loki take over Asgard and freezes most of the Asgardian pantheon. Hercules rushes to the aid of the Norse gods and defeats Fenrir, locking him up with Loki for the rest of eternity. Fenrir is extremely powerful and can swallow whole celestial bodies like planets and stars. He's also capable of freezing people with his breath. Unlike most villains on this list, Fenrir isn't Greek, and has his story told in Norse mythology. He's the son of Loki and Angerboda, and when he was born, he was foretold to kill Odin and set the world on fire as part of Ragnarok. Gaia. Gaia is the primordial goddess of the earth, who's shown wearing a floral crown and a body made of land and rocks. She's usually shown asleep and becomes angry when disturbed. She's extremely wrathful, and her immense strength makes her one of the undefeatable antagonists of Hercules. The only way Hercules can win against Gaia is by appeasing her and winning her over. She once cursed the arrogant Prince Adonis, and Hercules saved him by appeasing Gaia with mystic apples. Greek mythology claims that she is personified Earth, and her union with her son, Uranus, created the vicious Titans. Ctheno. Ctheno is a Gorgon voiced by Andrea Martin. She's green-skinned with snakes for hair. Her younger sisters are Euryale and Medusa. Ctheno is in league with Hades and was sent to fight Hercules with the Griffin and the Minotaur. She isn't as strong as her famed sister, and she's defeated in less than a minute by Hercules. In Greek mythology, she's actually the strongest of her sisters, and unlike Medusa, she is immortal. Greek myths also say that she's the granddaughter of Gaia, and the daughter of Phorcys, the primordial sea god, and Ceto, the goddess of marine life. Cerberus. Cerberus is the monstrous 3-headed dog of Hades. He's one of the children of Typhon and Echidna, and is incredibly huge with razor-sharp teeth. With black fur and short-clipped ears, Cerberus resembles a Boceron. This red-eyed dog guards the underworld, preventing dead souls who have left the mortal world from escaping. As a puppy, Cerberus was rambunctious and playful, accidentally stealing the eye of the Fates once. Hades brought him to the underworld as a gift to Panic and Pain, but soon began serving the Lord of the Underworld. Cerberus is loyal to Hades, but he doesn't fear Hades like the rest of his cronies. If Hades is too cruel, he will retaliate. The Greek poet Hesiod claimed that Cerberus had 50 heads and a snake's tail. Marvelous verdict. These were all the monsters and villains that tried to defeat our hero Hercules, and failed terribly. Which one of these antagonists do you think is the strongest? Typhon, the father of all monsters? Or do you think it could be Ctheno, the Gorgon? Let us know in the comments below. If you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks everyone.